We're reacting to the #1 ranked player in Warzone, and that is Hisoka, and this guy is an absolute demon. This is something that has been requested from my previous spectating video. Everyone wanted to see how the top player plays. We're going to talk about some things that differentiate them from people in the top 250, and then also anyone else below that. And sometimes they have bad matches, but overall, to stay at the top, you kind of got to win almost every game, and they do a really good job of rotating, making sure they rack up the kills at the appropriate time, because as you can see, that SR is minus 210 off the start. Once you get over 15,000 SR, which is way in the top end of the top 250, you'll see that thing will be negative probably until about top 5 in most matches. Part of one of the teams that won the World Series of Warzone trios. You can see that they're hanging out pretty closely. He's playing with Gfuel, which is also regarded as one of the top players, along with Sage, which is, you know, this is an elite level team. But when you get to that level, you cannot afford to play with anyone but the top, because you will lose SR and you'll lose it heavily. And it's very important to stay #1, right? So they're kind of hovering, staying around together. They got enough money to essentially get their weapons or get a loadout or whatever the case is, and then get moving. And normally this is drastically different than how a lot of these players would play public matches, because with public matches, there's nothing on the line. There's no differences in terms of gameplay. What they end up doing is they work together and essentially work the map as a team. Unless obviously you end up, somebody goes to Gulag or whatever, then you work through those scenarios. But they stay together, get the guns. You can see a helicopter's coming up on them. And this is when the thermal was still in ranked. Obviously that's been removed at this point. There's only one optic that will work, and primarily the reason for that is because cold-blooded counters that. So they'll probably introduce those optics later date, but then they'll make cold-blooded a little bit more popular as a result. So you see there's only one person on the mini-map there, very close. So he's going to go ahead and fly over here, get high ground. You can see the guy on the low ground coming around the building. He's going to see, you can hear the audio. Oh, no, they are all hanging together. So he takes that guy out pretty easily. There's another one in here. You can't really push into a room all that comfortably. So you can see how he was waiting for the person to move. And the reason for that is because you're kind of baiting the person. If the person comes out the door, they're going to be an attack sprint. With this game, you're penalized heavily for being the first to move. So right there, you can see he's kind of holding the angle of the door. His teammate's there too. There are instances where you do got to push, but you can see that the guy ended up coming out attack sprint, and he takes little to no damage. So there it is. The guy's on the vehicle. You can't really see him. His teammates are working with them. Puts the precision down. PA is precision airstrike. Short for precision airstrike. And taking that guy out. That's a lot of the cheese with this gun. It does have recoil. And what you'll notice is with the Cronin, a lot of the engagements are going to be within 60 or 70 meters. That was a platinum player, I believe. No, maybe that was a diamond 1 player. So definitely a good player. That's why they were beaming the hell out of him. And what you'll see is when he swaps to the lethal, pulls it out, cancels it. And this is primarily to reset the attack sprint, almost like a slide cancel. And the melee to do the same thing. And this just allows you to get a little bit more mobility around the map. For me, it's kind of excessive. But in the end, the reality is that that's just kind of how he's going to be able to get around the map a little bit faster and be ready on the draw. Normally, what I'll have for these types of videos, in the top of the description, if you want to go ahead and watch them live, you can watch them on Twitch, which I have linked in the description. And then they also post their highlights or their gameplay highlights on their YouTube channel, which will also be linked in the description. So they're all moving together, pretty risky, but you know, obviously, you know, you risk reward type thing. There is a stronghold here that it looks like maybe they're going to go ahead and try and get a second loadout. Unfortunately, the vehicle is not going to climb up that. They're going to work it here. There is probably people in the area because that black site has already changed. Or the stronghold, rather. Now the black site's open. Rotating through here. So you can hear the chest in here. So it's still unlooted, but the doors are open. So there are obviously people here. There's a buy station. The teammate just went by that. And you can see, relatively speaking, the teammates are all within close proximity. Looks like they're going to go ahead and rotate over to this redeploy drone. There are precisions on the far end of the map. Go over here. They do have the bounty, which they're going to be heading towards. He marked that one there. Precision from Sage. 200 IQ. Wipes that entire team. Probably led it a little bit. There's still another person here. You can see that the bounty marker is moving. He's able to clean up the kills. He got 2 there. There's another one underneath, giving the call out, pinging, doing all the stuff, but not overcommitting to the gunfight since their teammates are already on the ground. When you jump off, you'll be like gliding. Not all that great. So that was the last of that person alive. It's gonna go in, and they're already pushed in. They're gonna challenge together. When you have really good players, if they challenge together, even if one gets down and then the other one gets down, it's like they could trade out and usually keep the other person alive. So you're not going to split off. It's just not worth the effort to try and get you back all the time. So looking like they're going to work towards this redeploy drone. Not a ton of kills. It's sitting at 4 currently, but they do pick up a little bit. Full team. He's going to end up getting the high ground. He called another one out. He gets that one down instantly. That's only 27 meters. Not all that far of a shot. You can see he pinged him. Not even long shots. Double team. Gonna get out of there. Some platinum players. And then pushes into the drone finally. That took a while. They are shooting. What the hell? Gonna full send them, take the high ground. The guy, well, I don't know what that guy was thinking. One thing I will point out is, as a streamer, before Warzone rank dropped, he probably only held about 200 viewers for perspective, and now he's regularly 1,500 to 2,000 viewers, and maybe even more after today's video. But what that tends to lead to is people in the lobby that want to go toe-to-toe with the #1, so they actively will pull up the stream, get in their lobby, head towards them, try to kill them. Some matches worse than others where people are actively hunting them beyond the normal organic gameplay. So that adds another layer of depth of difficulty that they just have to contest with to continue racking up higher and higher score. And if the players aren't that good, then, you know, maybe they get free SR. So that was another platinum player working their way through. 6,000 cash, 8,000 and what was that? About 28K.
I see him. He's literally crouch walking behind it.
And you can see they're kind of working organized, pushing as a team, team shooting, calls out the shot, one shot that allows the teammate to get some tags in, easily taken out. Dude throws the smoke thinking he's saved, but the thermal cheese is alive and well. And keeping in mind, he's still posting gameplays like this one. I just pre-recorded like the footage so I could have it available. Especially after that change, he's still frying with the aim op. It's even easier to shoot straight with the aim op because there's less recoil, visual recoil than the holographic. So you're going to shoot straighter with that, and you'll be able to challenge people a little bit further with the aim op than you would the holographic. You just don't have that thermal cheese that allows you to see through the smoke. He's getting shot in the back. His teammate's over there. One teammate goes down, gets fully thirsted, goes to the gulag. So he already pinged it. He said, hey, there's a solo over there. There it is. He saw him in the window. He one-shots him. Now Biffle's going to be able to go ahead and in there pretty easily with confidence. Takes out Mr. George. Teammate won the gulag. I don't know if he won the gulag yet. Takes that guy out. Super easy kill. But working towards the buy. Gonna get, like he said, get a self-revive. So he bought both. And then if Sage needs to be bought back, Biffle can buy them. You can see the cluster on the right. Working straight towards this redeploy drone. He waited a half second to get some team shots. Wall banged. The Cronin is going to get nerfed sooner rather than later, I think. I don't think they'll ban it. I think they'll just nerf it from the game. I know some people will be upset with that, but it is what it is. It's broken. We want like most of the guns to have a regular TTK. That thing just kills way too fast.
Down one up there.
Deletes.
Gilly on the backside.
So there's 2 there. Sage lands, gets demolished. He'll get bought back again.
Another one coming deeper right there.
He sees the guy in the distance, marks him. He's going to come up here, try to thirst off his kill. Ends up being another guy that just peeks the corner, takes him out. That's a gold 2, I think.
Warehouse, one. I'm PA'd him.
There's a lot of teams here.
You got two on you, Biff.
Biffle just got the buyback. And here's where it gets kind of hectic. So they have the counter up above here. So that's kind of how you can tell where a team is also at, because they're always going to be at the center. Took a little bit of a bad push. It's going to tell him, hold the angle, hold the door. And that's just so no one can push. He gets the self-revive off. Gets healed, at least one plate in. Peeks his shoulders, spots the guy on the edge of the wall. Takes him out, instantly deletes him. Because that range, the Cronin, it's very hard to miss. So they're going to head over here for the Don Hoffman, which it looks like he might be a solo or a duo, and the teammate might be a little bit further to the right. So he's looking for where the guy is, peeking, spots him, takes him out. And then there's another one further away that gets pinged.
Where's Sage? Right there?
He doesn't see exactly where he was, but he knows that the teammate was going for it, and he pinged in that area. The guy was on the minimap. So now what he's doing is kind of like gatekeeping a little bit. He's not all the way in the zone, but everyone on the outside has to rotate in. It's inevitable, right? So you just wait for easy kills. He has the high ground, plenty of cover. He spots a guy in the distance on the hill. The rotate's going to be a little tricky. He said they're coming for the buy, so they pre-airstrike that, I think.
Another one right behind him. Hope that strike hits him.
There it is. You can see the airstrike coming through. Broke the plates.
Three.
He's giving the calls out, but he's also playing safe. You can see kind of at a distance as they're kind of like teaming this building. Someone's there. He says he's getting shot in the back. He comes through. Ego Chalet. Boom. Instantly takes him out. Gets a free kill there of a gold 3. Yeah, so I don't think the matchmaking's perfect quite yet, because I think if you're a gold player, you're playing with the bronze. Technically, the bronze player could still end up in this lobby. I know they've tightened it up though, because pretty much everyone he's killed has been in the higher end of the bracket, right? And I think it's bugged now where a crimson player shows bronze, because there's a couple people where they end up at kill cam, they know the person and it's not there. So he got live pinged. Like, where the hell is this guy? Spots him, takes him out. There's another one, pre-aiming it. And there it is. He's going to go ahead and get the thirst, so he gets the kills on there. That's a silver player, silver 2. But only one popped up. I don't know. Maybe they'll get that situated. Be cool if that was in the kill feed. And you can hear the death comms of the other team they just killed. You can see how close they hang out together. This is one thing, like I said, is completely different than public matchmaking, than in other tournaments where they run 2v2. There's a lot of different variables. You can see the guy on the mini-map at the edge of the map.
Cross right, outer right. He's along the fence. I'm gonna hold you guys in front, bro.
So there, it looks like there's 2 people on this side, and then there's one over here. So they got to work them, and then there's another one on this side of the map as well. So there's 2 separate teams that they got to worry about.
Watch out, you're deep right. In the sand dunes, on my ping.
So this is the hard part where it's hard to shoot with that gun. 116 meters. Top players do struggle at times because there is inconsistency with the recoil at full auto. And like I said in my previous video about that weapon, you swatch it to semi-auto, it has almost no recoil. So at the longest range, it might be more of an advantage to swap to that. You can see he picked up the recon drone. Normally in public matchmaking, you don't tend to see these too often, but they are great, useful tools to kind of identify where players are in the lobby, especially if you kind of have a good position where you feel safe, you're good to go. So you can see the counter right here on the screen. So what that tells you is that there's a person in this building. That's literally what that tells you. And in real time, obviously, when you get reps in, you're going to identify that. As soon enough, once it gets in there, you can see that there's people fighting, kind of. And he's going to identify that there's people in this area. So he calls in the recon drone.
You got
You can see that there's 3 there, and then there's 3 guys in there. So he's telling them not to jump because then they can get killed from the window. I think overall this was played kind of poorly, as you'll see, because they don't actually chow quick enough. So they are kind of camping it out. And then they start throwing all the drill charges, which is super smart by that team. He gets down, so he's delayed on the push. So he could have potentially, they could have had a better scenario here. He has to play it up. His teammates are challenging him, breaking them. The visibility with all the visual smoke is crazy. He goes and gets the down. Then there's another one. He gets the down. He switches to the other gun. The guy's trying to get to cover. So basically all 3 got down. All 3 were broken. All 3 got down. Gold 1. Probably goldish players, so they were able to still recover from that. He has 15,000, 18,000 cash, and then he's peeking that area. Like I said, this is a struggle with this, especially with the railing. Aim assist isn't going to be all that great, so he swaps to the sniper. I don't think the guy has the thermal rounds either, or the explosive rounds to do the one shot. So he's just sniping infinite range for what? Like it just doesn't work. Especially with the way the SR works in the game, it's not a very smart weapon to use. So he's pushing up. They're rotating over to the buy together. You can see the guys end up in the window. He throws that. He starts getting shot from like an angle he couldn't really see the person. Takes an off angle. He's again playing your life. That's the key. You can see he's using the wall for line of sight. He's going to work to the other buy. Basically gonna let Biffle die, but that's okay. He still has enough money to buy them both back. He ends up challenging this guy as he pushes him. Silver 3. Working slowly this buy, but obviously that's the building where they were fighting that team where he sniped. So he's working through, gets a quick smoke in, gets a double buy in. Get the heck out of there. Smokes, gets out, and then now he could rotate either in the same spot or rotate towards the loadout. So marking the loadout, he might work towards it to give them a little bit of cover. So he's looking, peeking, doesn't really see much. There is somebody landing to the left right there. You can kind of see them. He takes them out. So he pings them, and then they'll be able to get the kill. He gets the assist, or the kill and the assist. He's up to 23 kills, 11 teams, and then there's another counter. He's giving the in-game leader right now, giving the comm, saying, get to me, get to me. Oh, man, the guy was able to peek a good angle. Now he says 3v2, 3v2. So now what they're going to do is they know they have the numbers advantage. That position is more powerful, so they're going to rotate over there quickly as possible. Body stack on top of each other, and then try to challenge that. So even though there's 2 people in here, they're going to be able to take them out rather easily, because of the way the body stacking works, where it's a lot harder to take on 3 people fully pushing you. Even with fast TTK, it can be pretty tricky. So he jumped out the window, restocked his drill charges and ammo. He said they bought the advance. You got to chill right now. And that's just so the team knows. And then you can kind of see where everyone's at on the map if we get one more pulse. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the mini map. There's 7 here, plus their team of 3. So there's probably around 9-ish players ghosted at this point in the match, which makes sense. It's end game.
Hey, I'm gonna split cash. I'm gonna split bread, bro.
So those are all there. He's trying to get the money split up. Because again, you want to be able to have those regain opportunities. They're seeing if they get zone pull. This kind of a aggressive play by Sage to kind of push out in the gas, take that guy out. Luckily, he's able to get at least a small line of sight to take that person out. And now they got to rotate in. And they know that somebody's up top there. He's trying to get some hit markers on the edge of the wall. Nothing there. Again, that's a range where this gun typically struggles. But since 95% of your engagements aren't at that absolute long range, you generally don't, like, it doesn't really impact the gun quite as much, especially in rank.
Oh my God, one, bro,
So he goes hit those guys. There's actually 2 on the wall. He wall bangs. He's breaking armor. The other one's probably rezzing him. Doesn't matter that he can't actually see him. He's just shooting, spray and pray. He gets 2 down. He's gonna go for the flank, pushing up. That's the team they fought earlier. He's coming through. You can see he does the melee to reset the tack sprint. Comes through, gets the down. His teammates there. Biffle gets the cleanups. And he's trying to peek this left side. Not 100% sure where they're at. You can hear the comms. He's peeking to see if anyone's going to come out of the gas late.
We got row.
He spots the guy on the edge of the platform right there. He's going to go peek up. You can hear the guy on the left. Gets just good reaction. Platinum's done. 3v3, giving good comms of the situation. You can see they're rotating all together. Yappin is able to catch them on the rotate. Gets 2 down. This is a full send moment. Everyone goes in. You can see he's kind of holding off. He's telling them where they're at. Behind the tank. Good comms.
Hold on, let me tag that. Hold on.
And the reason why they want to get the tags is so they get the max SR.
Hell yeah.
Link in the description. Check them out. Appreciate the support. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.